Hey guys, what's going on? So today I have some pretty big news. If you want to be completely left in the dark, I suggest not watching this video because I think I have a lot of spoilers coming up. So yeah, now's your chance to click away and don't get upset with me in the comments for sharing this kind of information because I definitely am giving you guys a heads up. If you want to go into things dark, then don't watch this video. Okay. Let's get right into it. So about 5 days ago, according to Wowhead, we knew of some leaks on potential items that were kind of data mined and put up on Wowhead. However, everywhere I go, I haven't seen a single person talking about this, and I actually found out about it last night while I was searching for consumables that I would be able to make at level 25. So I was in here searching through consumables based on level. As you can see, there is the added Warsong Gulch headpieces. Okay, so I thought nothing of that. We'd seen that before. However, I scrolled down and I saw these idols. Okay, now earlier we had been told about the new Druid, Paladin, and Shaman Idols. And when they had leaked this, they said, we can presume that they will be obtained within the season of discovery to complement new ranged weapons obtained by their classes. Typically, these classes will not have access to an item to be placed in the range slot for quite some time. And I was just having to check myself, like, when this stuff leaked, did I not look through things thoroughly? But I really think what happened is these items were these names were added into or found out with the data mining that occurred earlier in the week. And so when some stuff were updated within Wowhead, I don't think anyone noticed it. And I looked all over the internet and I couldn't find anyone who had been talking about this. So correct me, I could be completely wrong, but I feel like a lot of people don't know about this. So I also went in and searched, for example, one of the icons for shamans, and it appeared on November 15th, which is obviously far later date than when they first posted about these. As you can see, these were the spell effects, basically, and when you click into them, it's just for the spell. However, I believe these recently were added. Now, there's also a few other things that I wanted to cover as well at the same time, but first I wanted to show you some of these idols. So, for example, Ferocious Idol. In my head, I thought of idols as being a idol that we've traditionally seen in WoW, where they take up the range slot for that class and then they perform some action. However, it looks like this is something that you find out in the world, and then it looks like it's almost like a quest. So for example, this one, it wants you to deal 20 instances of bleeding damage to humanoids, then use this idol to learn a new ability. So it actually sounds like this is something that you have in your inventory, and it essentially starts a quest that has you perform this task, and then once this task is completed, you then learn Savage Roar rune. Okay? And there's multiple of these. So Shaman, this is your water shield rune. It's called Tempest Icon. You learn a new ability after hitting 10 non-player enemies with 3 different elements: nature, frost, fire. So obviously you don't have any frost damage until level 20, and also you can see here it says requires level 20. So the earliest you can get this Tempest icon is level 20. Obviously we still don't know where you're going to be able to pick this up, but I thought this was extremely interesting, guys. And also there's many other ones. They're not all in the game, but here's one that requires level 3. This is going to give you the Overload rune, and you need to learn a new ability after receiving nature damage 10 times. Very interesting totem here, but I believe there's obviously scorpions in the troll and orc area that maybe poison you, so you could get nature damage that way 10 times. I believe some of the Quillbore in the Tauren area have nature damage, so obviously that would be how you would finish this, by taking nature damage 10 times. Then it looks like you can then learn this ability, and it gives you the overload rune. So at level 3, shamans will get this. This is going to make shaman leveling, if you're able to pick this up early on, quite a bit faster, obviously. So very interesting there. Here's another one. This is for your lava burst. This one, the item level is 25, which it doesn't show a level requirement, but you can see with this one, which was level 3, the item level is 1. So I'd assume that this is more of a max level 25 rune that you'd be able to pick up, which obviously kind of makes sense for lava burst being really strong. You wouldn't want to be able to learn it at the low levels, but this is learn a new ability after taking damage from lava 5 times. So you need to find something out in the world that's going to cause lava damage, or I'm assuming lava also would apply to any kind of fire damage. Maybe not, we'll have to see. But anyways, yeah, so after you take it 5 times, then you're able to learn this. So interesting there. This also might be something, reduces damage from sources of lava. Maybe you have to go find, maybe you have to go into RFC at level, the level 13 dungeon and stand in the lava, something like that. Unsure, but obviously this kind of sends you on a quest so you can learn this. I don't know how all of the idols in the game will work, but as you can see, this is just kind of a rundown on a few of them. Obviously the paladins have ones as well. We can go in here. Where is it? It's up somewhere up here, guys. And we can click on the Druid Idols here, and we can go down to Paladin, and for example, Librum of Banishment. Learn a new ability after casting Turn Undead on 5 enemies and slaying them with Exorcism. Okay, so this allows you to pick up the Exorcist rune. Okay, and this one also says item level 25 requires level 24. So this is one of those runes that you'd be getting right at level 24, 25 when you're capping in the first phase. So again, I don't know if these were here and I just completely overlooked them, but I have seen no one talking about them. Okay, and that's not it, by the way, guys. Once I found that these consumables were in the game, I looked at classic items that were added at this patch, and obviously we see the crafting recipes and the item that you need to make these. You see the mounts, and then you also see some other interesting things. Here is one. This is a rogue gun. Okay, so you put this in your ranged slot, and then you gain the quick draw ability. And then this is going to give you the quick draw ability that allows you to fire a quick shot at an enemy, causing a normal ranged weapon damage and reducing the target's movement speed by 50 for 6 seconds. Adds a combo point. The interesting thing about this one is it doesn't say anything about learning the rogue quick draw ability. It just showed, so I'm not sure if you have to keep this gun all the time or if this is part of a quest, but it does look a little different in terms of the tooltip than obviously the idols and the icons and the librams. So I found that to be kind of interesting. Then now we see this here for the alchemy stuff. We already knew about that. We had seen this for the shredder units that I believe will probably be part of Ashenvale PvP. We see some stuff for mages. This probably is somewhat similar to how we've heard that priests go around the world and atone, communicate with graveyards or different faiths of different races. I don't quite know what the priests are going to be doing, but you can see here that the mage also has some sort of side quest here, and this also goes down into some of their other things. Decipher the spell notes with the comprehension charm to learn a new engraving spell. So you can see that it looks like they're using comprehension charm to maybe gather some information. Now there's also a fishing harpoon for hunters and warriors. throw the harpoon at a target 40-yard range. A must-have for an aspiring shark hunter. So this probably is for some kind of quest or task that you need to do to carry out getting a rune of some sort. So I found that interesting as well. Some of the runes are just shown up kind of how we expected them to be from when they were data mined earlier. The other thing that I found really, really interesting is the Judgment Chest Guard and the Chest Guard of Might, guys. These both, I think, I don't know, these are very, very exciting to me. For example, if you look at the stats, you have 17 strength, 25 stamina, 20 intellect, okay? And then you have your fire and nature resist. Now, if we look at the original Judgment Breastplate, again, we see 16 strength, 21 stam, 21 intellect, some spirit, fire, and nature. So it's almost the same. Obviously, it has a different name. It has one more strength. It has a little bit more stamina. It's missing spirit. But then the big thing is it's missing these equip bonuses. And it's also missing all of the Judgment Armor set bonus stuff. So I'm wondering if they are toying with the idea of having something like this drop where it can be used with multiple specs because it doesn't have any of the equip bonuses, and maybe the equip bonuses you are able to unlock later on, or that's something you do on your own, because then these pieces can be used for more than just one spec. That makes sense. If you're able to put maybe crit on it, like melee crit, like chance on hit, or if you're able to put spell damage on it, or healing power on it, or block chance or dodge. I don't know, but maybe that's kind of how they're working on balancing the gear that you find in the game with the fact that players will be able to play different specs at a higher level than they have been able to before. And a lot of the problems with Classic WoW was the fact that maybe you want to play a Shadow Priest, but your tier 2 gear is only for healing, and all of the equip bonuses are even about healing. So maybe this is their attempt at looking at ways to mitigate that and go around that and give players a way of playing the spec they want, but also picking up really good raid gear. So obviously this is way down the road. This could be just completely randomly in the files, but I did notice that and I wanted to bring that to light. The next thing that I noticed is that Chrono Boon Displacer was in the game files for the 1.15 patch, and I read it and everything checks out with the old one. However, the sell price is 2 silver now, whereas the old one, the sell price was 20 silver. So I'm not sure if maybe Blizzard is choosing to lower the cost that these will be at a vendor, or if they are maybe moving it to multiple vendors or doing something with it. But I thought it was interesting that at least the sell price has changed. I don't really know what else, but it does show that they're kind of toying around with this in some way. So not exactly sure. Maybe they're lowering the price so that players can get it at lower levels. For example, if you want to save some of the buffs that you get from BFD, maybe they will have these for you at a lower price than they used to before. The interesting thing is if the sell price was 20 silver and now it's 2 silver, I would suggest that these are probably going for quite a bit less. Right now they're 10 gold, so I could see these being roughly 1 gold with the price difference that you're seeing now. So that's very interesting. We'll have to see if this will be used within the game at level 25. I had originally thought that this wouldn't be available because obviously you can only get the Chrono Boon at level 60. Well, I think it's like in the 50s, but you have to do a quest basically before you're able to get these from Chromie in Western Plaguelands. So found that interesting, and I thought I'd share that with you guys as well. So beyond that, there's not a whole lot of other things on here that I wanted to share with you. There's obviously some quest items in terms of this one here, you see that you summon Sobos, which you bring the jaw of a wolf, blood of a gnoll, and the belly of a lamb, then you begin the incantation. And obviously you see there's some different items here. So this kind of sounds like a warlock ability, and that would be interesting, kind of send you out in the world to pick up some stuff. So to me, some of these runes, you can tell there's definitely more to them than just going to a location and opening a chest or seeing something on the ground that you pick up and you learn the rune. A lot of these, it looks like there's a little bit more that you have to do, which I know a lot of people suspected, but now we're kind of getting a little bit more of an indication as the direction they're going. Now, obviously, you have some of these for priests, which are the same thing as the druid ones. You can see that they are a item that you get, and then what you do is you somehow are able to then engrave or learn the engravings associated with these. So these were probably quest items or something you find after attuning with a certain religion or spirit thing around Azeroth, because that's kind of what they have talked about. Yeah, as you can see, it says focuses on the memory to learn a new spell, requires a mind clearing or a mind cleared by meditating on the spiritual mysteries of Azeroth. I'll also put in some screenshots of people on the beta, on the test realm, that had found that these buffs were giving to priests. So take a look at those right now. Yeah, guys, that's kind of all I wanted to share with you today. Big news, big information. I'll be talking about it later on in my stream with you guys. I think this is one of those things that it could have been there this whole time and not a lot of people were just talking about it, or I just completely overlooked it, or it was just added recently kind of stealthily. But I can't find anything online about anyone talking about it other than in the post about the icons, there were some people in the comments suspecting something, but no one said anything outright about what they were used for. And I also think it's interesting because in the post by Wowhead themselves, they were kind of contemplating what the idols will be and that they probably will take up that ranged slot. But now when you look at these tooltips, it actually looks more of like it will be something in your inventory that you pick up, and then once you finish the kind of quest or objective behind it, then you can right click on it and it will learn this new ability. So I found that all very interesting. Hopefully you guys found it interesting as well. And again, please do not watch these videos if you don't want any spoilers. I will make sure to make that abundantly clear at the beginning of the videos that are spoiler heavy, to steer clear of them, because I don't want to ruin the game for anyone, and I know some people want to go in completely blind. So anyways, yeah, hopefully that you guys found that interesting. I'm getting super hyped for this. We're getting close. So as always, guys, take care, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.